Hello and welcome back to Flag Football Update. I'm your host, JJ Robinson. Joining me as always is head coach Noah Mitchell. Noah, how are you doing today?
Great. Coming off of another great weekend. It's hard to have a bad Monday after this past weekend.
Especially after we ended up with another shutout this year, a fourth shutout of the year, but that was the second game. We're going to talk about the first game and then break down the second game. But overall, from yesterday's games, what did you see? How did you feel?
Yeah, a little disappointed, to be honest, in the beginning. I think it's been the story of the season is we just start off so slow. And luckily we do have a tremendous athletes on the team and girls that end up pushing through and working hard, but just slow starts to the game. Now, obviously, never going to be disappointed about a win, never going to apologize for that. So obviously, proud of the way that we finished, and we competed our butts off to finish both games. But we got to do a better job of starting faster, and that's kind of on me to find a way to spark a flame to get us going immediately.
I can even tell it's on the sideline. The energy through the first quarter just
Yeah.
It wasn't there.
Yeah.
It wasn't there. Not what we wanted.
Yeah, and I went back and watched a little bit of the broadcast. Even Braxton, seen it, right? So if we're feeling it down on the field, and if they're feeling it up in the broadcasting booth, then they're certainly started a little slow. Like I said, we just got to figure out a way to light a spark to get us going to start games.
Mm-hmm. And then the first game score was 32-6 against Slippery Rock. Slippery Rock ended up scoring the first points of the game, going up 6-0, but then there was 32 unanswered points for the rest of the game. And just as we built that lead, you could see the morale going up.
Yeah, and maybe kind of what we needed was Slippery Rock to go ahead and punch us in the mouth first, because then after that is kind of when I feel like we woke up a little bit and started playing. Milana started going through her reads, being a little more decisive, using her athletic ability. Alicia Young got in on the action. Kamaya Williams fought through some pain she's going through and got in on it. Just a collective offensive effort. Emily getting it started with a fantastic catch off of a really good throw. And when Emily gets going, right, emotionally, I think her energy and her passion is so contagious that everyone else is forced to catch on. You know what I mean? She pulls a flag where it's a routine flag pull, and she's celebrating like she just won the lottery. And I love that about Emily, though. Like, she brings so much passion, so much positive energy to our team. Like I said, it's forced to be contagious onto everyone else.
And she holds herself very high with how she plays the game.
Yeah.
If she messes up something, she gets mad at herself.
Right.
Which is definitely what you want to see out of a player.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, there's something to it where we're just trying to stay not too low, not too high. I would love to see Emily stay more positive about herself. She wears a lot of it on her sleeves, and it's like, Emily, it's all right. You'll pull the next one. But like I said, she's fantastic along with everyone else. Noelle comes in and just a little, what she called her, tiny tight, and she gets going. But then Crystal Jones, starting the defensive kind of energy off and flying through the line of scrimmage and getting a sack. So, like I said, I think once we finally did wake up, there was a definitive switch that you could see happen, I think, watching the game and, of course, being there on the sideline.
Definitely, especially within that first and second quarter, you could, night and day difference for the team.
Correct, for sure.
And then going into the second game, the shutout, like I said, the fourth one this year for the team. A lot slower overall, 13-0 win, so that's where that shutout comes. But like you said, a slow start once again.
Yeah, a slow start for sure, and especially changing the rules a little bit in terms of the time in that second game. It made it a lot scarier to start off slow because the game was going to go by a lot faster. When you shrink the time and the running clock and it only stops under a minute, there's just not much time to have mistakes. You really have to make sure you start off fast in those instances because, you see we go into the final drive of the game and it's still 6-0 where you make one mistake and that game's tied up where you're losing, and we're probably sitting here on this booth or panel today, having a different conversation, or maybe there's a different energy around it. So just like I said, it goes back to the first game. We got to make sure we're starting off fast. Defensively, we've been really solid, and I think that's something we can be prideful to hang our hat on is how we play defensively. But the offense, we got to, like I said, we got to get going, starting off faster than what we do.
Definitely, and then handful of interceptions again this week from the the tall players, the basketball players on the team.
Yep, the hoopers. Yep. They're used to going up and getting the rebounds. I give Kamaya a lot of crap because she had that thick brace on and she dropped a couple. I'd love to see a couple more interceptions, so have her take her brace off. But no, they're doing great. Like I said, and a lot of it too is the pressure that Maddie and Crystalline and Noelle are all putting on the quarterbacks to force the ball out, force the quarterbacks to throw up throws that they just shouldn't make, right, because of the pressure that we're putting on them.
Yeah, that was my next point. I was going to say how just the rush gets after it and then makes the quarterback make some bad decisions. There was a couple passes looked like it was meant for the DB. So,
right.
That was the past week. We're going to come back after we're looking at the highlights from the past 2 games. So we'll be right back here on CETV Sports 1.
Here's the snap. Fake handoff. Thrown in wide. Intercepted. And going the other way with it is Williams. Here's the snap. Rolling. Looking for the back. Finds her receiver. And going all the way for a touchdown. Number 18, Emily Gulati. And the snap. Quickly sacked. And hits the center right in the back of the head. Goodness gracious. Rolling, throwing, one pass, and one score is all it took. And snap, Eberhardt rolling, tosses one. Able to come down with it. And the snap. Tosses it. Intercepted. And going the other way. And make it to the house. Young able to come up with it. And the snap. Thrown out, and that's a pickoff by Young.
So it's third down for the Rock. Cruz looking to pass. Floats one a little bit deeper, and it's intercepted. Kamaya Williams will go back the other way for the Vulcans, remaining untouched until about midfield. Vulcans picking up where they left off on defense. Saw another one there, another sack, as Cruz unable to avoid the pressure. The offense gets set. Eberhardt to pass. She'll look to throw it deep, and the pass is intercepted. Intercepted by Porter. Cruz has been under pressure all day, and again, flag pulled by Fisher. Eberhardt will roll to her left, just has to heave it, and wide open is Young, and Young able to break free. No one's going to catch her. Alicia Young breaks the stand, getting the Vulcans on the board first. Eberhardt able to break free from one, almost two. It's still able to go, and she's running still and into the end zone. Eberhardt she throws for the extra point, and it's hauled in by Young over the top of her defenders.
Welcome back to Flag Football Update. Now joining me is Crystalline Jones. Crystalline, how are you doing?
I am good. How are you?
I'm good. So before we get started, of course, it's Flag Football Update. You've seen it a couple times. We want to get to know you as a player, as a student, and as a person. So if you don't mind telling us, where did you come from?
I am from Pittsburgh, PA. I went to high school at Obama Academy, and I graduated. I'm actually a freshman this year.
All right. And as a freshman, what was it like coming to Cal and then immediately being thrown into a college sport?
I mean, I have been playing flag since my 10th grade in high school, so it wasn't too much of a transition. But I think it was more the fact like I have a lot more free time in college than I did in high school, and then a lot of the rules are different in college too. So it was just like a type of thing.
Right. Then how do you manage your free time? Because I know I always had an issue managing my free time and the freedoms of being away from home. How do you manage that?
I think I am a bit procrastinator sometimes, but I think once I do lock in when it comes to certain things, I do get stuff done. So a lot of the time when I am free, I try to hang out with my friends to balance that sports and life, and then I also do my schoolwork when I can.
All right. Just like you said, I was talking to you before we even started recording that you were going to do that a little bit just because we had a little bit of more of an open week since there's no game this weekend.
Yeah, that's all I'm about to be doing this week. I'm just schoolwork and being by myself for real.
And then on the football field, you are a wide receiver and a rusher on
Yes.
defense. You had a great game this past weekend,
Thank
or
you.
I guess just yesterday, that is for us
Yeah,
at the
thank
time of the
you.
recording. You ended up ripping the quarterback's shorts at one point.
Yeah, I did. I promise y'all it was not on purpose. Her shorts were already ripped. I went after her flag and her shorts ripped, but it's okay.
Yeah, it happens sometimes. And then, so that was in the second game. In the first game, you had a handful of sacks as well, making a difference offense and defense-wise in just about every game we've played this year.
Oh, thank you.
But just a little bit more to know you. What major are you?
I am a business management major.
Which seems like a lot of work. You were even doing
Yeah.
homework as you were walking into the studio today. So seems like you are really
It's
good
just-
on top of your classwork.
I try. It's a lot to handle, but I try.
It is, just especially coming from high school to college,
No,
where you're
literally.
balancing the free time, the athletics, the everything at this point. It's a whole new ballgame.
Too much.
And then
I try though.
And then, like I said, no game this weekend. Like you said, you're gonna take some time for yourself, work on stuff.
Got to. That's how you balance your physical and mental health.
Of course. Is there anything else that you would like the fans to know?
The season has been a lot. It has been a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not sure what next year holds for me, but we're gonna see.
Alrighty, and then that's all I really got for you. Thank you for joining me today, and we'll be right back here once again with Coach Mitchell here on Flag Football Update.
How you behave at a game leaves a real impact on our kids. Sometimes for the better, sometimes not so much.
Yelling and arguing with officials sends the wrong message to young players. According to Play by the Rules Sports Advocacy, it teaches them that it's not okay to make a mistake. They can blame others for their actions. They can disrespect authority figures. And it's okay to be rude and selfish.
Welcome back to Flag Football Update. We just talked to Crystalline Jones, and now we are back with Noah Mitchell, ready to dive into the next couple of weeks we got going ahead.
Yeah, coming into a bye week this week, I think it's going to be great for us. You know, we're going to give the girls a good bit of time to recover, right, and kind of scale it back a little bit in terms of what we're doing, but still going to make sure we're getting good quality work in. Because we're coming up on the end of the season, right? We're playing for the win in advance part of it, right? Where we have to be playing our best football from beginning to finish, right? But part of that being able to play best from beginning to end is making sure the girls are rested, making sure the girls are recovered, because we're banged up right now. I mean, JJ, you've been around, we're hurting a little bit. So it's going to be really important that I keep pressing on to these girls that, hey, we got to get rehab. Jaylene's doing a fantastic job making sure our girls are ready to play. We have to keep utilizing her, and you have to you have to want to be healthy, right? You have to want to finish this year out strong, and go to rehab maybe when you don't feel like it or when you're tired and that sort of thing. So, but definitely, like I said, excited to give these girls time off. They deserved it, but still got to keep the goal in mind of what we're fighting for at the end of the season.
Right, got the week off, but then everything comes down to the next weekend right
Yep.
after that. So
Yep.
it's in 2 weeks.
Yeah, so another opportunity to go get on the road and kind of put some distractions going on, right, with the hotels and being close-ish to the beach and warm weather. Like I said, we're having to fight through some distractions, but this is why we play. This is why we worked our tails off since the fall, was to be able to finish this season strong and put something up there that we're going to be proud of.
And hopefully the team is a little bit more, normalized with the distractions that can be, just
for
because
sure.
half our season was on the road anyway.
Yeah, for sure. That's a really, really good point, right? It's not our first time staying in a hotel. It's not our first time traveling the way that we're going to travel and being there for a couple nights. So we should be used to it. We shouldn't going into this unexpectedly, right? Hopefully we don't have any more hotel situations like we had
would be
the
nice
first
if we
time. So hopefully it can just be, like I said, a smooth transition, a smooth travel. And like you said, like you brought up a really good point. The girls should be used to it. They should be prepared for it.
We've done it before. We're ready to do it again in 2 weeks. But is there anything you want to tell? Well, we'll switch it up. With the bye week, is there anything you want to send a message to the players this week?
Yeah, I think the message to the players is kind of what I talked on earlier, is we have to stay goal-oriented, right? We have to know what we're still fighting for and making sure that we're taking care of everything we need to take care of in terms of recovery, and then attacking practice the way that we need to attack practice. So make sure that we're always, like I said, being focused on what we're fighting for. And I think we got a good group of girls that are going to be focused on that and are going to take advantage of it. So like I said, but excited to give the girls, like I said, a little bit of time off. I'm going to do a heck of a lot of recruiting this week and go out and find the next girls for the class of 2026 and hopefully be able to continue the success train rolling forward.
And then, we got two normal days of practice this week.
Yep.
Got 2 opportunities to put a ticket in the basket.
There you go.
And Kate Bella's very excited for whatever the prize is going to be.
Yeah,
But
sorry to disappoint Kay Bella again. There will be no prizes.
but anything that you want to say to the fans out there?
Yeah, I kind of want to talk about this past weekend and just give thanks to the university for everything they've done to make this season what it has been, especially these past 2 home weekends. We've, like you said, we were on the road a lot to start the season out, and I don't think anyone put it on like the way Penn West California did, with the food trucks, with the support from getting students to come out to the games, from the other sports teams here to push their athletes to come out and support. I really feel like the university took advantage of recognizing what this historical moment was, and they capitalized on it. Like I said, the cornhole tournament, the food truck, everything that went on, yesterday. Was great for supporting these girls, but like I said, it was great for capitalizing on the moment. I don't, and this is no shade to anywhere else we've been, but I don't think we've been anywhere that has drawn a crowd like the way we've drawn a crowd the past couple weekends. So a huge thank you to the community, to the university, to the student athletes, and to the other students here that came out and supported these girls and that were a part of something really special going on this campus.
Yeah, and then big thank you to everyone that's followed the show so far this season. But that's all I have for you. Is there anything else?
Yeah, and I guess one more. I do want to say, you said thank you. I want to say thank you to Gary, and CUTV for coming out and broadcasting these past 2 home games. I know for me as a player, those are still games that I watch back, to this day from my freshman year. So to be able to give the girls an opportunity to, one day when they're grown and have kids and grandkids, whatever it may be, always go back and show like, hey, mom used to be able to really ball out on the field. That's something that's going to be really cool. So thank you to Gary and the whole CUTV staff for going out and putting that together for us as well.
All right, and then that's all I really got. I feel like that's all you got.
That's
so
all
far.
I got.
You got
it all
3 extra
out.
points.
I got it all out.
But thank you for joining us again. We'll be back in 2 weeks with the next edition of Flag Football Update. So everyone, have a good rest of your day.